Guys, today's sneaker is a pretty interesting one. It's slightly confusing, made to be versatile, and I also think it's gonna be pretty popular. So let me show you. Here we have the box. I guess we could call it special box, although it almost seems like every Jordan 1 comes in a slightly special box. And this one's no different. It actually comes with a faded kind of ombre effect going from darker black all the way to a lighter gray. You also get a few splashes and speckles on it, but other than that, you got the regular Nike branding. Let's pop the top and let me show you guys today's pair. This is the Jordan 1 washed black. We'll also mention you do get an extra pair of laces. They come in this little lace box and they are all over black. Okay, here we have them, guys, and these actually go by a few different names. We've got washed black, washed heritage, but Nike just calls them black and smoke gray. But whatever name you want to give these things, they definitely got people talking, if you know what I mean. I do have a feeling that these things are going to be pretty popular. It's also kind of a weird mix between two other Jordan 1s that we've seen in the past. But before we get into all of that, let me tell you guys how to get them. So these are dropping pretty soon. They're loaded up and ready to go on the Nike Sneakers app for June the 10th. Retail is set at $180 for you guys out in the US and £165 here in the UK. So the main confusing thing about this pair of shoes is the fact that I assumed it was part of a Jordan 1 pack. Now, it definitely wasn't just me that assumed that, because a lot of people thought that these were part of a pack, but they are slightly different. So back in 2021, we had the release of the Hyper Royal Jordan 1. And then more recently, a couple weeks ago, we had the washed pink Jordan 1. And now we have the washed black. I kind of assumed that all three of these sneakers were going to be very similar in terms of the actual materials and design, but turns out the Hyper Royal and washed pink are a lot more similar to each other than this pair. Now, the washed black still comes with a combination of leathers and suedes on the upper. It doesn't have that washed or faded effect that you find on the Hyper Royals and also the washed pink. See how this blue kind of has all of this patchy effect? Well, that doesn't exist on this pair. It's pretty much a solid color. So the base white leather that you find on here for the toe box, the medial and lateral, it feels pretty average. It's definitely not my favorite, and it doesn't feel smooth and buttery like I'd like it to, but it's alright. It's definitely forgivable. Now, the gray suede that you find for all of the overlay panels, including the Nike swoosh, actually feels pretty nice. That's not the most smooth and soft feeling suede that you've ever felt. It actually feels a little bit rough to touch or a little bit more coarse, but it does feel pretty durable and like it's gonna age pretty nicely. They've also got a touch of lighter gray suede up around the ankle area, which adds a nice little contrast separation. The Jordan Wings logo is also painted on in that same lighter gray. Today's video is sponsored by Represent. Their Summer 23 capsule has just dropped, and this collection is my personal favorite because I actually got the opportunity to be a part of the campaign. And let me tell you guys, it is full of great summer pieces. Now, some of you may have seen some sneak peeks of this collection if you guys checked out my LA vlog. There's all new summer-ready colorways of their classic sneakers like the Bully, Apex, and Raptor. My personal pick is the khaki buttercream Bully and the white gum Apex. I mean, you can't go wrong with a triple white sneaker for the summer outfits. They've got all new hoodies like this gray colorway with the worldwide heavily embroidered and faded logo. There's also some brand new pieces added to this collection like the utility short, which I was actually wearing for the campaign when I was out in LA. These have the same quality and that oversized fit of the utility pants. There's also a bunch of colorways in the brand new two-piece shirt and shorts outfit, which I'm a huge fan of. There is so many more banger pieces for you guys to go and check out, so use the link in my description to check out the entire collection. Thank you so much, guys, for using my links when I have them. It helps out the channel massively, and a massive thank you to Represent for sponsoring today's video. But let's get back to it. Now, something that the Hyper Royals didn't have was the aged midsole, and I definitely think this is one of the best aged midsoles that I've seen Nike do. Like, it's a really nice subtle color, just a touch of sail. Unlike some of the other models where Nike has literally just slapped on like this yellow color, which just looks really fake. And I think that's really the story behind this sneaker, is being subtle. Because another part that I really appreciated was the color of the tongue. It is just slightly dulled down from a bright white. And that also adds to the vintage or aged effect that this pair of shoes has. It's all very, very subtle, and I think it just works together pretty nicely. Now, at the top of the tongue, of course, you got the Nike label with all of the branding. This time it's in black and red, which I actually really like as a little contrast of color. It's pretty much like the only pop of color that you're getting on this pair of shoes, just that one hit of red. Even in Nike's description of this pair of shoes, it's very clear they made this pair to be as versatile as possible. I mean, they were saying throw these on with a pair of sweats or dress them up to a black tie event. So yeah, they definitely wanted to make this shoe devoid of color, make it super easy to throw on with a plethora of different outfits. So yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the most wearable Jordan 1s that are dropping this year. I mean, if you look at the release calendar for pairs that have dropped and pairs that are upcoming this year, in terms of Jordan 1s, there's a bunch of really solid colorways, but a lot of them are more brighter, and some of them also have a questionable design choice. And not that I don't like colorful Jordan 1s, but sometimes you just want things easy, you know? Just throw these things on and you know you're good to go. It kind of remind me of the Jordan 1 Stage Haze when those released. Like, that wasn't an OG colorway that usually gets all of the hype. But those things flew, and so many people wanted to get their hands on them, and I think it's genuinely because it was such an easy to throw on colorway. I think that's definitely the case for these as well. Now, of course, there's still a bunch of Jordan 1s dropping, and there's a lot to choose from. We've seen some that are going for retail that you can still pick up, or some that are even under retail. I mean, even Nike is getting tired of Jordan 1s and Dunks. But I think the pairs that people won't get tired of are the simple wearable colorways and, of course, the OGs. So yeah, I do think these will sell out and potentially even resell, but of course we'll have to wait and see. Either way, let's get into sizing real quick. I mean, most people have tried on a pair of Jordan 1s at some point in their life and are pretty much good to go. But if this is going to be your first one, well, I personally always go true to size, and typically Nike is pretty good at being accurate and consistent when it comes to sizing. Either way, guys, this is a dope pair, an easy colorway that I definitely wanted to pick up for the summertime. But of course, let me know your thoughts on these down in the comment section. Appreciate you guys as always, and if you want to check out this video right there, well, YouTube recommended it to you, so it must be good.